Well, hello there, and welcome back to the Nerdcast. Today we have a very special edition of Nerdcast. You can tell behind me we got some Harry Potter editions. Today, we're going to be getting into the number one Harry Potter of all time, the Philosopher's Stone, Sorcerer's Stone, depending on what country that you're in. But we also have a very special guest that's going to help me out running through the comparison between the movie and the actual book. But first, I can do nothing without my main dude, America's ass. What is going on, brother?
What's up, brother? What's up, ladies and gentlefolk? How are y'all doing tonight? We got a hell of a review on a hell of a movie here.
A movie I think we all grew up on. I mean,
I was already an
some
adult,
of us did, some of us didn't. But you know,
I
you grew up with Jesus, so it doesn't even count.
Well, I suspended my disbelief for the Harry Potter movies and read every single freaking book of it.
Books are better.
Well, my kid was 4 years old and was asking about Harry Potter. So what did I do? I went and bought every single one of the Harry Potter books and read every single one of them so I could answer his questions about it. And when he got old enough, I bought the movies for him.
I thought the movies are great, my whole school, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. We got to bring on our third, Mr. Andy O, with a special guest, Mrs. Alio. So, Alio.
Hello there.
What's going on?
Hello.
Welcome to the Nerdcast, Miss Allie.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. So you like Harry Potter too, huh?
I love Harry Potter. I probably have not read all of the books since I was in school. I tried to read it again, but they're just astronomically long. So we did watch the movie though. It's still a classic.
I still got to get around the Lord of the Rings thing. So.
Yeah, we gotta.
My cousins went to Lord of the Rings. I went to Harry Potter. It's how it worked.
Well, your cousin made the right choice.
Guys, join us at wearenerdcast.com for all of our endeavors and stuff that we do. We do all kinds of weird things here. We do goat milks. We do Nerdcast stuff. We do. I mean, most of the time there's something on Disney Plus. I mean, I'm waiting on Ahsoka personally. But
yeah, but right now they have Marvel's Secret Invasion that's going on with Samuel L. Jackson.
Let's get through 3 episodes first, and then we'll jump in on it. But I'm gonna go up there and watch this after the end. But we're not here for any kind of Marvelations or anything like that. What we're here for is the most important thing, and that's Harry Potter tonight, guys. Harry Potter.
You're a wizard,
how old was
Harry.
everybody? All right, Jim, don't count. How old were you guys when you read the first book?
I would have to say.
When did it come out?
Yeah, I was gonna say, when did the book come out? Because I know obviously the books came out before the movie.
Early 90s?
It would have been 90s, yeah. So if it came out late 90s, then I was probably at 9 or 10-ish. Around there.
I got my first Harry Potter book at a Scholastic school fair.
I think I
don't even know if they exist anymore, but I'm sure anybody our age would know.
Yeah, I think I watched the first 3 movies before I read a book. And then I was like, oh, I should read the books because they're going to come out with more movies.
Do I remember the book? Probably not, because I read it probably after the movie came out, so I don't really remember the book.
I think I watched the movie first. In all fairness, I think I did watch the movie first. But I don't remember exactly what year that I read the first book. I do remember buying it at one of those school fairs that we all got to go to, and you had to beg your mom, can I get $5? My dad, come on, let me get a couple bucks, you know what I mean? But first, before we can do this, guys, I've been waiting a long time for this. I've actually, I always joke how about I tricked you guys into being my friends and now we got a podcast. You know how I always joke around about that, right? I tricked my brother into coming on here. Guys, let's welcome our very, very, very special guest, Steve. But before I can,
roll the video.
We got to give him the right intro. My brother, you're muted.
I'm muted?
You're not muted anymore. You're muted again. You're not muted anymore.
What the hell?
You're muted again. Stop pressing buttons.
There you go. Good.
You're pressing too many buttons. I love my brother. Look at him go.
And your captions are brought.
Steve, don't touch nothing. You are unmuted. You there?
I think I got it. I'm not tech savvy.
Welcome to the show, brother.
We have a saying here in Nerdcast, don't
What's up,
touch
Potterheads?
nothing.
It's usually a backstage thing because we finally figure something out. Like, hands up. Don't touch nothing. Sounds good. Looks good. Don't even move it.
Matter of fact,
Steve, what's going on, brother?
Not too much. How you guys doing?
Just hanging out, doing the thing. We're gonna review a book that you've read recently. The one that's sitting right behind me.
Highly recommended.
I highly recommend it as well. But first, before we do anything, guys, I think we should do what we always do. Let's get a little nostalgia going. Let's watch the trailer.
Did you ever make anything happen? Anything you couldn't explain? You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
You're a wizard, Harry.
Dear Mr. Potter, we are pleased to inform you that you have been accepted at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
In a few moments, you will pass through these doors and join your classmates.
Keep an eye on the staircases. They like to change.
Good afternoon, class. Welcome to your first flying lesson. Stick your right hand over the broom and say up. Wow. Mr. Longbottom, exactly where do you think you're going?
Do you really have the scar? Wicked.
Mr. Potter, our new celebrity.
First years should note that the Dark Forest is strictly forbidden, that no magic is to be used between the classes in the corridors.
Petrificus totalis.
The third floor corridor is out of bounds to everyone who does not wish to suffer a most painful death.
Throw in the dungeon! Understand this, Harry, because it's very important. Not all wizards are good.
I'm going to bed before either of you come up with another clever idea to get us killed. Or worse, expelled.
She needs to sort out her priorities.
I think it is clear that we can expect great things from you.
How'd that feel?
nostalgic.
The best line from Harry Potter.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little nostalgic right now. So, Andy, we just bibbity bobbity boop your butt up here, and then we'll just do you like this. So, Andy. Oh, no. We're getting 2 out of you. This is a 2-for-1 special. So, Andy, before we get to the important one, you go first. You tell us what you thought about the movie.
So, to me, Harry Potter is not a bad movie. I mean, when it first came out, I wasn't really into it because I never really followed the books because I didn't know much about it. I mean, it is a good movie. I really think to be honest, this one was actually pretty good. As far as you get to see a lot of new characters right off the bat, everybody being introduced to who meets who, and seeing kind of where Harry came from and what he was basically taking from to pursue a better life as a wizard, because that's what his parents would have wanted, and having like Hagrid and a few other people to kind of guide him right in the beginning to kind of make sure that he got to where his parents wanted him to be, so he wasn't stuck in the Muggle world, as they call it. But these movies are actually really cool. I like a lot of the design work that goes into them. A lot of the sceneries are really nice. As far as the books, I can't really compare because, like I said, I never really read the books. My wife, on the other hand, would be a better candidate for that because, of course, when the movie came out, Lord of the Rings was a thing, and most of the people I was around were watching Lord of the Rings. So, take it away.
She was just biting at the all right, listen. You get out of the way. Allie, tell us what you think about Harry Potter.
I mean, I love Harry Potter. He gets me something from Harry Potter every Christmas, so I am definitely a Potterhead more than he is.
Love it.
It has been probably, 2 decades since I've watched that all the way through. I am a much bigger fan of like the later movies because they followed the books more in depth, especially the last two. They made that in 2 parts so they could follow the book to a T.
Well, then you're gonna have to join us for those reviews.
Obviously.
But right now, The Sorcerer's Stone. The first time you watched it, from front to back, or read it, what did you think?
I love it. I think, especially now watching it again, there were certain parts of it that obviously I haven't watched it in so long. Certain parts I forgot. That I think it's so cool that it really just pulls the movies into each other. But I think it's a really great story, showing where he came from and what he's, what he turns into. But really, the groundwork for the beginning storyline of Harry Potter and where his life was, where it was going. I love Professor Quirrell. I think he's such an interesting character and an interesting take on Voldemort. But yeah, I love the movie. I love the original actor who played Dumbledore, because he plays him for the first 2 and he passes away after that. Now the new Dumbledore, but I love the original Dumbledore. I think he had a really great take on it as well.
Now we're gonna save that conversation for overtime over here because that is a whole nother topic. So can I? You know what, Andy? I'm gonna let. Can the wife take your review? Give the stars rating for your camera today.
Go for it.
Allie, from 0 to 5 stars, what would you rate the movie Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone?
I'd say 4. Because, like I said, I am really true to the last ones, but we wouldn't have the future ones without the books.
I can go with 4. I could totally go with 4. 4 is a good rating. Jimothy?
Yes. There.
You know what time it is.
Tony T.
What do you think, man?
All right, you bunch of muggles. You mudbloods. This movie was based on the books by J.K. Rowling. The first book deals with Harry. You can see how he's basically come from a broken home. He lives his room is under the stairs. His cousin is, for the most part, a spoiled brat. And from the get-go, I'm like, man, this kid needs a win bad. And then when he gets the invitation and he gets, Hagrid comes and gets him, I'm like, yeah, finally. And I was invested in this movie from beginning until end. I thought, quite frankly, that this was one of the better movies. It kind of reminds you of a mixture of Scooby-Doo in there, because the kids have to figure out this mystery to a certain degree.
I can see that.
And overall, I didn't know exactly how to take Voldemort when I first saw the movie, and then when I found out that, oh my God, he's grafted on the back of this dude's head, and first thing out of my mouth was 2 heads are better than one, but not in this case. So, yeah, overall, I would give the movie total. I would give the movie 4.5 stars.
It's good ranking, good high ranking. I would go with that. I would go with 4.5 stars. Now, we seem to be sliding through this very easily, but that's because there's going to be a discussion that comes after this. My take on the movies. I didn't even comment this, but I'm happy that I did. We are nerdcast.com, everybody. Please subscribe, like, do all the wonderful stuff. All right, the first time I read this book was after the movie. And to be honest with you, I was a little confused. I was young. I didn't know. So I'm going to jump into the movie first, and then I'm going to save the book for overtime. When I first saw the movie, I was enthralled. I mean, there's a kid that's living in squalor, that's being treated like straight trash, but you know how he got there. There's something behind his story. You find him underneath the staircase, and then the story starts real quick. He gets the invitations and the letters and the owls. Oh my God, that was the best part. When those owls started coming in and the letters kept popping through, and then all of a sudden he's not getting them, so they just kind of like exploded out through everything. But how more annoying can you be? Like, listen, you are not going to stop this kind of thing. It was awesome. Then you find out there is no way for them to stop it. He gets Hagrid busting through the door first thing. All that with the tail and the little piggly wiggly thing. That's not how it happens in the book. He knows exactly who Harry Potter is. In the movie, he confused him with the chubby boy. He's like, you're a little thicker than, right around the middle. It was great. The whole thing, that whole first opening shot before they dropped that classic Harry Potter Warner Brothers that kept getting darker throughout the movies. If you pay attention, they get darker until they're almost pitch black at the end. Foreshadowing. Great. Love that in a story. If you only seen the movies, they would do it justice, I think, a little bit. Not totally, but you'd get the drift. I think from him discovering who he was and that he came from money after living underneath the staircase and drawing his own birthday cake out in the dirt, like in the movie, you would imagine him to be so grateful and thankful for that and want to join the right parties. Then they get to the sorting hat part of it, and what they do is when they get to the sorting hat part of it, the sorting hat goes through everybody really quick, but Harry's the one. Please not Slytherin, please not Slytherin. If not Slytherin, Gryffindor. This sparks everything. And I want to take this moment in the whole story before we get into any other reviews, to say when he got in underneath that sorting hat and he made that decision, he sparked this whole story. It wanted to place him in Slytherin, but he chose no. He didn't want to ride with that crew, kind of, sort of thing. And the hat granted him his wish. He made the choice to do the right thing from the jump. Now, moving on from that, I just want to save that for later. We're going to catch up on that in 7 and 8. He was supposed to be a Slytherin. Said, I'll make my own choices for myself. Thank you to Malfoy and all that. Gets through the whole entire story. Right? Now he's going through Fluffy and he's figuring out things. He's not worried about he's a celebrity. I mean, even Snape was like, oh, look, our newest celebrity. He's not listening. He's writing down every last thing that the guy was saying. Like, he doesn't feel like a celebrity. He feels like still the boy under the stairs. And I think that chases him throughout the whole entire story, from front to back of the whole entire story. Bottom line is, he got to the end of the story. One would think, only seeing that movie, that he defeated Voldemort. But he didn't. There's so much more to come. Like, I'm trying to stay on the first book. But I'm a nerd and I love Harry Potter. And this story from front to back, when he finally got his hands on the stone and everything, that he looked through the mirror, all the whole entire, everybody's watched the movie, the books, the story and the journey this kid takes in the first book it could be its own movie and just a left alone thing. I'm so happy they added on top of it. To me, gauging from 1 to 7, or 7 in parts on the movies, this movie I'd give it 4 stars. I'd give it solid 4. Because it got me into the books, and it sparked my interest in Harry Potter. So for that, I will give it 4 stars, even though it is a kid's book. But for kids, I absolutely recommend this book. I recommend the movie and the book. Totally. Any kid that gets into this, you're not going to learn anything bad. It's good for children. No dark parts. First book, I'm going to give it 4 stars. But now, I want to give the floor to a man that just, go on, wipe it off. Wipe that shoulder off. Man who just read the book behind me. That happens. The man who just read the book behind me and also watched the review, or watched the movie. He watched the reviews on. He's geared up. He's ready to go. I got to give the floor to my main man, Steve. Steve, which one do you want to review first? The book or the movie?
I mean, I would say the movie. More people are familiar with that one. Definitely recommend the book for anyone, though. I mean, child, adult, whoever. Just an outstanding read and it's outstanding view, whichever way you want to go with it.
What would you say about the movie? Let's walk us through your first time watching the movie and how you feel about it.
First time watching, I was definitely amazed by how they did with it visually compared to the book. I mean, we all knew about the book when it came out. Everyone was aware of it. But visually, what they did with it, that drew a lot of people into actually reading the novels or getting into this series.
That's a good point.
So, definitely drew a lot of people into it, but even now, looking back on it, because it's been out so long, you go back and rewatch this series, the casting, the set designs, all that stuff that everyone's already stated on here. Like, look at all those things that they did and put together. One wrong casting move with those main 3, and you're pretty much done. You got no series.
Curtains.
You don't have 7 movies following it. So me personally, I give that one 5 stars just because it laid the groundwork beautifully for it.
We got a 5-star review, ladies and gentlemen, which isn't surprising. This is one of our favorite that we grew up on. Now, Steve, I want you to do exactly what we talked about. I want you to compare and contrast the book to the movie with a fresh read and a fresh watch.
Well, the beginning of it alone is different because in the book you start out with it's following Mr. Vernon or Mr. Dursley. I mean, you're following him around the whole time, and that's kind of how you're getting your introduction to it. So you're seeing the Muggle world and kind of their reaction to what's going on with Voldemort's downfall and a lot of weird things going on, opposed to just seeing the flash of light, Voldemort coming in, all that stuff, and then we get, Hagrid on the badass motorcycle.
Read your text.
Just the beginning alone started a lot differently.
But as far as like how you were talking to me earlier on this week, and you were telling me about like the differences between the characters, how they were explained in the book versus how they were in the movie. Let's get into that for a second.
I would say that goes on much more into the later ones because they did such a good job with the casting in the first movie that you kind of had a lot of people that were very on point with their characters. I mean, even down to McGonagall having a Scottish accent instead of being English like everybody else. The differences started coming in more so in the later ones. The first one, the story is, slightly different, but it didn't veer away from it too much until you got into like the Goblet of Fire.
I've heard a couple different things. Number one, Ron was supposed to be the tall, lanky one, and the twins are supposed to be the shorter, stubbier one. I've heard that Hermione's supposed to have buck teeth, which she does actually in one shot in the first movie, just to stay
Harry's
true to the
supposed to have
books.
green eyes.
And what'd you say about? Go on. Tell him about.
Harry's supposed to have green eyes.
Harry's supposed to have green eyes. What'd you say about Ginny?
He had his mother's eyes.
Ginny. Go on, say it. Go on, say what you told me. Go on, just say it.
That's a different book, bro. Ginny's really not in this one like that.
Her Ginny was supposed to be hot, and then she wasn't. That's what I heard.
See what I mean? You're going way later though. She's a 10-year-old girl in this movie, bud.
But it's casting. It's dude. We were 10 years old when we read the books. These are forever for us. We are okay. Whoever's fictional characters, they grew up with us through the books and the movies. I remember waiting for the last one to come out so I could read it before I watched the movie. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that being that was definitely a thing because that book came out and it was just like, oh my god, I got to see this movie. It had to happen.
We had to read it. You got to read the book though first. You got to know. Like, I had to read it because I needed to know what happened. I don't like surprises. I need to know first.
The first book though is very much accurate to the movie. Like that one, they did a very good job with. They switched some scenes around, which you have to. You got to shorten down the runtime. You're working with a bunch of little kids, get them to sit still and, not smile on camera. But the main thing about it, the set designs on that movie and the casting, that really went a long way with it.
So what would you say that was different, that sticks out to you the most, the difference between the book and the movie? Any details, anything that sticks out to you the most from the book to the movie?
Yeah. Quirrell didn't have a problem with Harry shaking his hand when they went into the leaky cauldron.
No?
Quirrell in the book actually shook his hand. He didn't have Voldemort implanted onto him, I guess, yet. that happened at some other point.
Well,
I don't know. Careful, you let in your head.
I thought it was always weird that he was wearing a turban. I thought it was kind of weird. I understand
why. Because he's white.
Because as Jim says, yeah. I mean, now you're gonna throw it out there. I mean, kind of, a little bit. Yeah. I mean, it's a little weird.
Weird to me.
It was a little weird. It was a little off-putting. I didn't know what was going on. I knew something was up. I knew it was the guy from the kitchen and the terminal. It was him, and he would have got away with it if it wasn't for these dastardly kids and their poor dog, Fluffy.
It's Scooby.
Yeah, interesting part about
Jim
that.
knows what I'm talking about. Jim got that reference. You see him smiling over there? He knew I got a Scooby-Doo in there.
In the book, Hagrid's Christmas gift to Harry was a flute, and that's what Harry actually used in the book to calm Fluffy down when they went in there.
I was waiting for that. I do remember that. That was definitely a big portion of the... There's a lot of things switched around, like when he only got one gift for Christmas. He didn't just get one gift for Christmas.
Yeah, when he got gifts from
and Ron's sweater didn't have an R. Only Harry's did.
Awesome sweater.
And Drek and Fred.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's been like a week since I've seen them, or since I read the book, and then I got sick, so we're getting.
I know, guys, we're a little late on this, but this week Steve has been staying diligent. He put the second book down until after we did this, so he could be ready for next week.
I'm about halfway through it.
I love your bookmark. I love your bookmark, bud. It's my dude right there. Okay, guys, we're gonna run it through to overtime real quick, and this is an open Harry Potter nerd discussion. Okay, Harry Potter nerd discussion right now. Andy, you don't even have to be here. We know you don't care.
You know what?
Should review Lord of the Rings next.
That was my Christmas present.
You're such a good boyfriend. This is exactly what you should be doing.
Boyfriend? We're married. What are you talking about?
Are you? She actually married your ass?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Ellie, I am so sorry.
Hey, she's tall, I'm tall. We don't deal with short bitches, okay?
That's what's going to be, huh? This is where you want to be when Jesus comes back?
How does little girl say it? That just happened.
Hey, Andy, just, Miss Allie, just to let you know, Andy hasn't told you that, but he's the sole inheritor of the Oreo cookie company. So,
Good to know.
I'm fat, I admit it.
So you know.
Sorry.
Thought you ought to know.
She likes Oreos too, so it's good.
Reese's.
Guys, Ellie brought up a very good point, and this is not just for Harry Potter. This is for all movies to me. Recasting. Now, when I say recasting, this isn't a recast. This is out of necessity. The first Dumbledore was perfectly cast. Perfectly
really
cast.
Was.
Yeah.
And this is the only because of the story could not go on without somebody else, which I think still till this day think they could have done better. My brother sometimes disagrees with me on this. You just can't replace the first Dumbledore.
I think the newer one was just more abrasive. Like, I feel like the first one had a lot more of a sweet and endearing mentor to him, where the second one was just like, I'm going to do what I have to do because I know what's best for you.
Right.
I agree most definitely, and you can tell that guy did not read the book.
No, the second Dumbledore.
Oh.
Now, my question is...
Yeah, that second Dumbledore had no idea what he was doing.
Yeah, the second...
It worked out.
The first one was a wonderful actor. His name slips me right now, but...
One of them was Richard Harris. I can't remember which one it was, though.
Richard Harris.
Was that the first one?
Was it Richard Harris?
Yep.
Okay. It was Richard Harris. All right.
Yeah.
Wonderful actor. You know, he did a lot of stage plays and stuff as well. And, you know, this movie opened a franchise for all the movies to come after this for the Harry Potter. I mean, they have, of course, the video games. I don't know if they have a toy line out per se. They did.
Yeah. There's definitely toys and Legos and stuff out.
But this has the potential of being as good, if not, well, when I say as good, but this has the potential of being up there with Star Wars. Not quite as good, but close. So, you know.
If I can do the theme real quick, basically this would be like the Star Wars for the new age kids. Like, you guys are a lot older, so you grew up with Star Wars. That's
kind of
80s thing, you know.
I don't think that one can take over the other.
No.
Probably not.
No.
They both have their own fan.
But there are similar comparisons. I mean, you look at the other movies, all the Harry Potters and the Fantastic Beasts movies that are in the Harry Potter world, or the Wizarding world, and you look at that and you sit there and you say, okay, it has the potential of expanding on it.
Yeah.
And I believe there was I forgot, correct me if I'm wrong, they were advertising the next video coming out.
No, I think that's BS.
Or is it BS? I don't know. I don't know if it was real or not.
That they're going to bring the cursed child to life with the original actors, and I would love it.
They-
I think everybody would want it, but I don't see those original actors taking back.
I've heard rumors, Steve. You follow a lot of these rumor things and stuff like that as far as Harry Potter and whatnot. You're a big follower of stuff like that. Have you heard anything new about the Cursed Child movies that they were? What have you heard?
I haven't heard anything about that. The last I heard was what was it? The reboot and doing it into like a whole series on Max.
That's the last I heard.
There, like J.K. Rowling was talking with HBO. So I mean, if that happens, that would be pretty cool.
Bro, think about this. Screw a 2-hour time limit. 2.5. Give a season to each book.
That sounds like a good deal, right?
And
there.
do it the way the actual book shows it, not the way the movies do it.
Can't really leave much out then.
No. I know what it was. It was Emma Watson said that she would not. She would agree to do the movie, The Cursed Child, if J.K. Rowling was not involved. She has a big issue with J.K. Rowling.
What?
Most of them do.
She made insensitive comments about certain communities.
Yeah.
What is she big into the LGBTQ?
I believe it was a negative comment towards the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
So,
Ellie, you understood me?
I mean, I assumed that's what you were talking about, but yeah. I'm pretty sure it was like something like, was it transphobic or was it something?
I believe so. It was.
I don't know.
I think it was the T's that were particularly offended.
It's one of those topics that, like, I get everybody has their opinions, but the actors and people that are famous just need to keep that.
Why don't we just leave Harry Potter
Yeah.
at Hogwarts?
Yeah.
What was funny is I was following her tweets, and somebody actually tweeted to J.K. Rowling saying, "How can you sleep at night knowing what you said was so insensitive?" I said those, and she replied, "Those royalty checks don't hurt."
You know, I'm kind of digging that response.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's stuff like that.
They help.
that
They help me
cause
sleep at
like
night.
that, They get picked away because of this.
Just like I just wipe my tears with stacks of $100 bills. I'm like, oh, you know what? I offended somebody. Oh my god. She brings out her money and just starts wiping her tears.
She's still
away.
spending Chamber of Secrets money.
That's the hard part with being famous like that. You really got to watch how you approach stuff and say things. If not, it turns into a big thing, and
it turns into bigger than
you could be at the top of the world.
She ain't even spent a check off the Prisoner of Azkaban yet.
Well, what's so daggone funny is everybody's saying boycott. What was it? The Hogwarts place.
Fantastic Beasts.
The video game Hogwarts place. It was an open world.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the new one that came. Why?
Yeah.
Because of her?
That's what it
because
is.
of her insensitive comments. But here's the funny
Harry
thing.
Potter to the one human, J.K. Rowling or not.
Here's the funny thing. It was the top seller. It's still one of the top video games out there.
I plan on getting it, just not until I get a PS5.
They released it for Xbox and PlayStation, but I believe the Nintendo Switch version doesn't come out until November, which I think is weird.
Did you have a Switch?
Yeah.
I'll be getting it.
I'm an Xbox
because
guy.
I don't care what she said about real life stuff when I'm thinking about a fictional character.
Mm-hmm.
Fictional
That
character.
she created, not her herself.
Why don't we just all right, let's all agree that Hogwarts is the best school in the world, okay? Can we just agree on that?
I'm still waiting for my letter. I don't know where all these owls are for Harry, but I didn't get a letter. And that's
I've been sitting on this shit for a long time.
Well, here's a
Yep,
question.
that's that bullshit right there.
I know, right?
I'd seen that 1 hour.
Yo, Steve and I used to be down in the basement playing video games. Like, wonder if the owl's gonna come today.
I mean, if they did want to do a reboot, Tony could be the next.
Just don't. You know what? I'm out of here.
Double Longbottom.
How the hell am I gonna be a long bottom?
I don't know. You're klutzy. I don't know.
Now you be a
You're
badass.
fluffy. Look at your beard. Your beard's longer than my hair.
Well, I could be a miniature Hagrid. I don't know.
You are definitely a
Shave your beard
miniature
and
Hagrid.
Get paler. Yeah, I can see you doing Snape.
Yeah.
Nope. No,
I can do that. I can't get paler though. The job requires me not to be pale.
You
No matter how hard I try.
Who they're focusing on for this new TV series to be Snape? Adam Driver, Kylo Ren.
Dude, that's an excellent casting choice, dude. That is actually
They want him
for
as
his age and
Snape.
everything.
Yes, they want him as Snape.
Because they casted Snape. Alan Rickman, don't rest in peace. Alan Rickman was a great. Nobody better. But technically, for the book, he was supposed to be. Even his parents were aged into like their younger 40s. If you look at what they resemble.
Harry Potter?
But Harry Potter, all the people from the era where they killed Snape, they ate like in the movies. They casted people in their 50s.
Yeah.
When the actual people were really they should have, like, Harry's parents should have been immortalized at like in their late 20s or like 30 years old.
I think they were supposed to be like early to mid 20s, if that.
No, in the book they were in their 30s.
Okay.
Early 20. There was like 20
No,
between
they were
20s to 30. They were young.
Yeah.
They needed the money. Oh, sorry.
I mean, dude, don't get me wrong, dude. They casted casting. They did it, man.
Now, here's a couple questions I have about the movie. Number one, why didn't somebody from the wizarding world take Harry instead of his piece of shit aunt and uncle?
They explain that later.
But
They do. They do. That's not. We can't. Allie, don't do it. We're gonna get into it later.
That's what explained in the very beginning. He was better off raised away from him.
They did say that, better off raised away from here and da-da-da, but they delve a little deeper into it later on. But that was his only family. Blood family. So that was the only place they could, to be honest with you, Jim, I don't know. I just trust the story. It ended well.
Yeah, well, I mean, the movie. I'm not going to pick apart the movie.
The main reasoning behind that.
Steve, you got the floor.
Well, the main reason behind that was because his aunt was obviously his mother's sister. The love protection from her went over to that, so that's why Harry got dropped off over there. Pretty much how that went down.
He had the love protection spell, which he had all the way until the end.
So he was
If you pay, but we'll get to that later. We are a bunch of Harry Potter nerds over here jumping through stories that we've grown up with. Guys, didn't go on, Jim. You have a question?
Yeah, didn't he wind up getting his mother's magical powers when she protected him?
Her Patronus.
Oh, he got her Patronus. Okay. All right. I thought.
Which is it's a protection spell, which they don't learn till later on after they go through. They learn that in a situation later on throughout the books. So that's Patronus charms are something that his mother and father used to try to ward off what was coming before the inevitable happened. And then that's how Harry got his scar, and it can only come from one thing. It's a very unique scar, and he survived. He's one of the only survivors.
Well, pretty
I think.
much love saved him. Love's the most powerful form of magic, apparently, in the Harry Potter world.
Yeah.
I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that.
Yeah, he's the only known person to survive the Avada Kedavra spell.
Avada Kedavra.
Yeah, abracadabra.
Or as we say in the South, abracadabra.
You sound like Steve Carell, or who the hell am I thinking of? No,
I'm not Steve. He's Steve.
Dave Chappelle from Half Baked. Abracadabra.
Abracadabra, baby. Bet not bring your kids. Sorry, wrong show. My bad.
The amount of times that I would break something or my glasses or something and try that like repair spell never worked. I'm so mad.
Oculus Reparo.
Every time doesn't fix it.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Glasses.
Do you know how much easier my job would be if I could just bring this thing to work and just be like,
yeah.
Along with your shirt that says nope.
Every day, bro. I'll wash it clean. I'll just be like, boop, clean. Dude, I would do such unnecessary things with magic.
Yeah.
I would, just like the Force. I would so use that shit inappropriately. Are you kidding me? Dude, I would levitate somebody. I just focus on them and just raise somebody off of a ladder while they were painting and just put them down on the ground. Climb back up.
Or even at that, if you had that wine.
Steve, you know you would too.
You do that shit to me, I'm force pushing you through a damn wall. It's a good way to get a lightsaber thrown at you, bud.
Listen, we've had enough lightsaber fights, all right? We're already breaking shit. Breaking all the damn lightsabers. And ruined a couple of good lightsabers.
Really, when you throw that movie on, that really is just an adventure, start to finish. Like, that's just an outstanding movie.
And there's so many things, like, not to get into.
Throw that thing on, just watch it start.
And I'm just like, oh, I remember that, and oh, I remember that, and I remember what they said about that, and it's just like, wow. It really does come full circle.
Just tell me what you need.
Just an outstanding introduction to the wizarding world there.
I have something, because we're moving up on the hour mark, and I'm so happy this show actually went so well. I knew it would happen. I had my brother with me, and I got my other brothers with me, and we're reviewing like the most nerdiest thing ever. We got Allie O, we got Mr. and Mrs. O on the screen at the same time, and he's like, I swear to God, I'm gonna get so much points for this afterwards.
Winning. Oh my
But there's an initiation to the Nerdcast. We know what it is. And somebody's going on the spot. We must do the Mad Libs. Like, we can't not do Mad Libs if we have my brother on here for the first time. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the initiation of my broheim, my brother from the same mother, it's time for Mad Libs. You good? All set? All right, good.
I'll be all right. I'll be all right.
All right, Steve, because I know you are a literary genius, I don't need to explain to you what these things are. I'm just going to tell you what I need. If you need help, though,
what do you need?
I can hook you up. I need first. I need an adjective.
An adjective?
Yes, describe something or somebody. Lumpy, soft, ugly, messy. Oh, for sure. Now we're doing Mad Libs, bro. Adjective, describe something, somebody. Lumpy, soft, ugly, messy, short.
Ugly. I like where this is going.
Ugly. Now I need...
Ugly. There you go. Continue.
I need a plural noun. Name of a person, place, or things. Fucks.
Canada.
No, stop it. Stop it. Fuck Canada for the smoke in the air right now. Sorry, Matt Panetta. I love you, but I told you I didn't want the smoke when you said all the smoke. Bro, can you walk outside? All right, now I need...
There you go. Ugly fucks Canada. There you go. You got it so far?
I need a noun. Here, bud.
Smoke.
A noun is the name of a person, place, or thing. We're going to name it Smoke.
Yeah. Dealing with a lot of that right now.
I need an adjective. Describe somebody or something.
Didn't we just do that at the beginning?
I need another one. Just give me what I asked for.
You need another one.
Yes, must have. Come on.
Soft. Let's go with soft on that one then.
I like it. Part of the body.
What?
A part of the body.
Finger.
I don't like where this is going, though. All right, an adjective.
Come on, Rapunzel, read it off.
Adjective. I'm not done yet. Come on, let's go.
What?
I'll tell you when I'm done. You just give me what I asked for. Dude, get with the Mad Libs.
God.
Give me another adjective.
Oh, man. That shit in my
Oh, man, you're killing me.
That's my line usually.
Describe something or somebody. Lumpy, soft, ugly, messy, or short. They're all adjectives.
You know what? Lumpy was funny. That one kind of made me laugh.
I need a plural noun. It's the name of a person, people, places, or things. This is plural. I hate that face. Come on, cook it up. Let's go.
Mexico.
I don't know how this is going to turn out, but all right, another part of the body.
The hand I'm gonna drive around the corner and slap you with these dumb fucking questions. Come on.
One word.
Fuck.
That's not a part of the body.
Venus.
Just gave you one hand.
An adjective. Describe somebody.
Jesus, another
or
one?
something. Dude, you got a bunch more. Just come on, ride with it. It's initiation.
My
bitch.
ass. Oh, man.
I need an adverb. Tell us how something is. I need an adverb. Tell us how something is done. It modifies a verb and uses like modestly, stupidly, greedily, carefully.
Dangerously.
I too like to live dangerously. I need a noun. Name of a person, place, or thing.
Person, place, or thing. Your hair. That's a fucking thing.
It's my brother. All right, part of the body, plural. Feel free.
What?
Part of the body, plural.
Ears.
All right, last one. I need an adverb. Tell us how something is done.
Wrong. It's all wrong. Do it again.
I'll write wrongly. Ladies and gentlemen, we have... Let me write Steve on top of this.
I just almost spit a bunch of water on a pot.
Oh, you haven't even heard it yet. Yo, be nice to Mittens. All right, guys. We have tonight's Mad Libs. Tonight's Mad Libs are brought to you by my brother Steve.
Deal with it?
Mad Libs. They're just getting used to it, Steve. Let them be. They're just learning this in the past year or two. Then just let them learn. Mad Libs. The power of the Force. The Force. Oh, shut up now. I'm talking. The Force is a mystical, ugly power. A Jedi Master, Obi-Wan Kenobi, once said, "The Force is an energy field created by all living fucks that surround us, penetrate us, and binds the smoke together." Using the power of the Force, a Jedi can do many soft things, like using the Force to exercise finger control over lumpy-minded Mexico.
You can't make this shit up, folks.
Oh, fuck.
A Jedi can also use the Force to move objects with his or her hand. It doesn't matter how pain in my ass these objects are. It only matters how dangerously the Jedi believes in the Force. Most importantly, the Force teaches Jedi to rely on his or her feelings. As Obi-Wan Kenobi told his student, Master Luke, your hair, Walker, your ears can only deceive you. Don't trust them. Instead, you should rely. A Jedi should wrongingly trust the Force. This concludes our Mad Libs for the night.
God. Oh, God.
Okay, yeah, so guys...
Lord, that was ridiculous.
I told you it'd be worth it. Oh my God, that was fucking awesome. Oh man, guys, listen, if you don't follow, you should. You're gonna see more of this guy on the channel too, and he's gonna do the same shit that he always does. We got more and more things coming up. As far as the Harry Potter series will continue, we will let you know. Next week should be a good one for the next one, if we're done with the book and everybody wants to watch it. If not, we'll do it for the week after. But I do have a recommendation from Jim Rogers. Jim?
Oh, God. Well, I'm not going to go with, like, your regulars, like Star Wars or something like that. No. I'm going to go with one that's relatively easy. How about Lethal Weapon? The first one.
Yes or no? I'm following back.
The first Lethal Weapon, the original the Christmas movie, same as Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
Is it?
There's Christmas trees in it. It happened during Christmas. Makes it a Christmas movie.
All right. Andy, you had your hand up. I saw it.
I want to say two things before we close out our show for the night. One, I'd like to give a shout out to PTM. They've been helping us along the way. If you haven't checked them out, give them a look on YouTube. I know they do a showing on Thursdays. I believe there's one other or two other shows. Don't quote me. I also want to give a shout out to, or not really a shout out, but anybody that can help them out. Most of us know who are in the wrestling hobby. Probably already know a gentleman by the name of Stephen Hammer. I know him and his wife are going through a lot of medical issues right now. And I know recently, if anybody who follows him, he's been trying to sell a few things off to help out with those issues. So if anybody knows him or has seen him, check his page out. I know he's got a few nice items going that could really help them out. He's one of the bigger guys that's been around in this hobby, and he's a pretty reputable guy.
Great guy. So, absolutely great guy. Guys, if you can help, I mean, that's what we do. If you can help, try to help. If you like anything that he has, he's a very reputable seller. He will get it to you immediately. Stephen Hammer is a staple in the community. So I think that just for if anybody ever enjoyed any of his videos as I have, when I was looking for my first belt or whatnot and my entryway into the community, I reached out to him a lot before I even bought my first belt. So
I think he's right
Stephen
up there
Hammer's
with Hazard F5, I think.
Absolutely, 100%.
And I have an announcement. I will be revealing who me and Andy will be interviewing Sunday. But you got to tune in on Friday to find out who it's going to be. No spoilers. No spoilers indeed.
All right, keep your secrets.
I will say this. The gentleman has had 23 years in professional wrestling.
Wow.
And,
I'm excited.
And after I read down the championships he has won, mouths are going to drop. Because this guy has really, really busted his butt. And has been looked over by a lot of credible wrestling companies.
We're getting Goldberg in?
Oh no! If we were getting Goldberg, we would be buying that island next week.
I'm kidding. It's all jokes. All right, guys.
We'll be best friends.
We're rocking SmackDown #1.
Steve, my brother.
Yo.
Thank you so much for coming on, bro. I'm really looking forward to the next Harry Potter review. And you already know, man. Anytime you want to come on here, you hear a movie that you like. I mean, we talk about all kinds of nerd stuff on here. Whatever you want. This is the place. This is the place. I mean, dude, you're into more than that. I mean, dude, if you want to jump on for the
let me know.
You want to watch Lethal Weapon?
Sure. I ain't seen Lethal Weapon in a while.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you now will see us. I always remember it being a good one. I just remember him saying, I'm too old for this shit. I just always like, damn, I remember when I'm about to get too old for this shit. Steve should feel that shit in his soul.
Awesome mullet.
He did have a fucking awesome mullet. That was a great mullet. That was like, that tops Shawn Michaels' mullet all day, because
yep.
I don't know, it just does. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all watching us.
Right there, feathered and lethal.
The feathered and lethal mullet. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for another movie review. And if you care to tune in next week, we will be doing Lethal Weapon #1. So, for all of you people out there that grew up in the 80s and the 90s like us, you should probably tune in. We might even wear some weird shit or something. I don't know. We're probably going to buy Andy a weird hat to wear. Or, you know what? Maybe I might just cut my hair into a mullet. Guess you'll have to tune in next week to find out. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. Peace out. This has been Nerdcast.